Hello, and welcome to Manta's Academy course on data security. This expert-level course will focus on recovering from a data breach within your small business. Small business websites, employee email accounts, and customer data are attractive targets for hackers. Even companies with the strongest preventative measures in place can still find themselves the victims of a security breach. If your small business suffers from a data breach, you'll want to have a plan in place to fix the breach and reassure your customers that it's safe to do business with you. This expert-level course will cover the steps you should take to recover from a data breach with minimal impact to your small business reputation and your bottom line. The courses in this Academy series were built using research and guidance from Russell Garrison, Engineer and Data Center Coordinator for Manta, Maury Haber, VP of Technology for Beyond Trust, Lyle Lieberman, COO of Janus Associates, Robert Siciliano, author and CEO of ID Theft Security, Stephen J.J. Weissman, attorney, professor, and author of Identity Theft Alert, and published analysis from the Federal Trade Commission, the National Cybersecurity Alliance, and information security providers Symantec and First Data. It's important to remember that data breaches can happen to any company, no matter how big or small. Even companies that have spent time and money working to prevent a security breach can be victims of cyber theft. Your best shot at protecting your business and your customers is to have a preventative plan in place for blocking data breaches through your website, payment systems, computer systems, email, and paper documents. But you also need to have a response plan in place if those preventative measures fail. Your plan should address how you will recover from any lost data, reestablish the security of your systems and prevent another breach. You also need to have a response plan in place if those preventative measures fail. Your plan should address how you will recover any lost data, reestablish the security of your systems, and prevent another breach. You also need to plan on how you will notify affected customers and, if required, your merchants and the authorities. You should set aside money in your budget for data security, both for prevention and for recovery from cyber attack. As discussed in the first course of this series, the cost of recovering from a data breach is high. First Data, a merchant cybersecurity solutions provider, estimates the cost of a data breach for a small business averages $36,000 and can reach or exceed $50,000. Set aside money in your annual budget for data security. If you deal frequently with sensitive customer data, consider purchasing cyber liability and data breach insurance coverage. Many established business insurers now offer policies to protect your business in event of a breach. Remember, even some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies, those with multi-million-dollar security budgets, have been victims of cyber attacks. Those attacks led to large-scale customer data breaches and tremendous damage to these corporations' reputations. As a small business owner, you can't be too prepared. You never know when you'll have to respond to a cyber attack or data breach. If your business experiences a breach, you need to have a plan in place that accomplishes the following, advises data security expert Maury Haber. Remediation of the process and technology responsible for the incident, notification of the breach to affected parties, and financial analysis of the penalties associated with the loss. And, depending on the scope of the data breach and regulations specific to the state or states in which you operate, you may also need to contact local law enforcement, potentially the FBI, and notify patrons or business partners that a breach has occurred. Remember, the consequences of a data breach on your business will depend on a number of factors. Likewise, your unique response plan will be determined by the type of records compromised in a breach, the method by which the attack was carried out, the number of customers affected, the frequency of data breaches your company has experienced, and the state or states in which you operate. As you're developing your data breach response plan, you should research any requirements specific to your industry on the Federal Trade Commission website at ftc.gov. The states in which you do business will have their own definitions and rules for breach remediation and customer notification. Before you begin writing your recovery plan, consult with your business attorney or conduct your own research through the office of your state's Attorney General. You can find additional guidance by calling or visiting the website of your state bar association and the U.S. Small Business Administration office in your district. In general, every data breach response should begin with these steps, says Lyle Lieberman, CEO of Janus Associates. First, determine how big the breach was and prevent further damage by isolating your network from the internet. Then, review your systems log to see if you can find out how much and what type of data the attacker accessed. Change every password. At the network end, this includes your routers, firewalls, switches, and servers, says Lieberman. At the user end, this includes desktop systems, laptops, tablets, and any mobile devices that can access your network. Communicate with customers. Again, the scope and manner of your customer notification plan will depend on a number of factors, including the requirements of the state or states in which you do business, the scale of the breach, and the type of the records that were breached. These steps will help you begin building a security breach response plan for your small business. Let's review the key points covered in this course. First, data breaches can happen to companies of any size. Don't think because you're a small business, the risk is diminished. Cyber attackers are increasingly targeting small companies. The cost of a data breach is high, so set aside money in your budget for prevention and recovery. Talk to your insurance provider about adding data security coverage to your policy. After a breach, your response needs to accomplish several things. You'll need to prevent further damage and fix the process or technology that allowed the breach. You'll also need to notify affected parties. Be prepared to cover any financial penalties or liabilities incurred as a result of the breach. Contact local law enforcement, potentially the federal authorities, and notify patrons or business partners that a data breach has occurred. Congratulations! You've completed Manta's Data Security Academy. We hope you leave with a better understanding of data security and how to prevent and recover from a data breach at your small business. For more Academy courses, visit the Academy page on manta.com. Thanks, and do good business.